What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, and I'm back. Yes, indeed. I'm Brian Redmond, and this is the Relationship Rehab. And on tonight, yes, as they say in the church, on tonight, we have a really good show for you. It is what it is, man. But thank God for Rumble. That's all I can say, man. And if you have not, please go subscribe to my Rumble, because this here ain't promised. And also, subscribe to the Guru and the Whore over on Rumble too. Tommy and I about to start doing our show again. Yeah. When are we as black folks? Everybody talk about when black community gonna ever come together. When black folks gonna ever get it right. Will black folks ever be able to overcome? Oh, he been saying that shit for 40 years, since I've been around. I think it needs to be a little bit more basic than that. I know this may be a shocker. But when are we as black folks just gonna treat each other with respect? When are we gonna treat each other with respect? How do I better myself? It's by doing the work myself. I need to work on myself by changing myself. How do I better my people? I need to change the thought process and the thought patterns of our people. Period. That's just what it is. Period. That's just what it is. I don't think that the social engineers were able to see it this far, but the idea and the premise to say, hey, if we can get the main decision maker and the leader out of the home, then we as the government can essentially control this group of people. And that's just something that has been factual with just society. When the man is not in charge of the home, when the man is not present in the home, then it leaves the family vulnerable. It just does. And so I believe that was done purposely for a position of control. What racist system is holding back the 3 black mayors? 3 black mayors. They don't fucking care. They let these niggas run over the streets. They let these niggas. I'm just saying. What system is holding back the mayor of Chicago? What racist system is holding back the mayor of New York? You tell me. Fill me in. Let me know what racist system got these mayors held back. Ain't none. And let me wrap up with this, and I'm going to smoke my cigar. Thanks. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, and I'm back. Yes, indeed. I'm Brian Redmond, and this is the Relationship Rehab. And on tonight, yes, as they say in the church, on tonight, we have a really good show for you. It is what it is, man. But thank God for Rumble. That's all I can say, man. And if you have not, please go subscribe to my Rumble, because this here ain't promised. And also, subscribe to the Guru and the Whore over on Rumble too. Tommy and I about to start doing our show again. Yeah. When are we as black folks? Everybody talk about when black community gonna ever come together. When black folks gonna ever get right. Will black folks ever be able to overcome? Oh, he been saying that shit for 40 years, since I've been around. I think it needs to be a little bit more basic than that. I know this may be a shocker. But when are we as black folks just gonna treat each other with respect? When are we gonna treat each other with respect? How do I better myself? It's by doing the work myself. I need to work on myself by changing myself. How do I better my people? I need to change the thought process and the thought patterns of our people. Period. That's just what it is. Period. That's just what it is. I don't think that the social engineers were able to see it this far, but the idea and the premise to say, hey, if we can get the main decision maker and the leader out of the home, then we as the government can essentially control this group of people. And that's just something that has been factual with just society. When the man is not in charge of the home, when the man is not present in the home, then it leaves the family vulnerable. It just does. And so I believe that was done purposely for a position of control. What racist system is holding back the 3 black mayors? 3 black mayors. They don't fucking care. They let these niggas run over the streets. They let these niggas. I'm just saying. What system is holding back the mayor of Chicago? What? Pleasure is the treasure that the girl sells all day. Pleasure is the reason that she brings daddy his pay. Dedicated to hoe, dedicated for show, dripping willows on satin pillows. Love is being checked from a hoe. Dead presidents still getting their fuck on. I am so happy because ain't nothing like a lollipop to get sucked all day long. A tangy little candy drop. I love it when she brings me the pay. Dedicated like every day to the sunshine. Yeah, my hoe brings me mine. For like she said she'd do it, and I believed her when I accepted. Yeah, I got pimp bones in my body, and I rock them like Lottie Dottie. I rock them mighty hottie like Lottie Dottie. I got pimp bones in my body. Yeah, baby. Hey, yo, Big Pimpin' has got to be just one of the most poetic fucking songs ever. I just like, oh my God. Like, every time I hear that song, it just does something to me, man. It's just one of them songs, man, where you just cannot deny it. It's just, man, you can't deny it. It's just one of those songs, man. So I love that fucking song. I mean, I love it. That song is just beyond dope. It just is. And that's my jam. But welcome to the show. That was me vibing a little bit before the show gets started. And we are here. And I hope that you all that are tuned in on tonight, that you were able to tune in to last night's show. I'm about to do something I have not done in a while. I'm attempting to do something I haven't done in a while. I'm going to try to do a show 4 days in a row. I know I ain't did it in a while, and I was sitting here getting stuff together for tonight's show, and I'm like, man, I got some shows I need to do. I got some breakdowns and stuff like that. And I said, you know, with everything that's going on in my life right now, I said, let me try to just really give the people what they want. And I'm going to really try my best to get some content to the people, because I really like doing this and y'all really like being here. So, hey, I need to feed the beast. But yeah, I'm trying to do it. So I did one yesterday, did one today. I'm going to do one tomorrow and Monday. That's my goal. Now, if I can do Tuesday too, I mean, I'm talking that'll be like I ain't did that in years, but I'm gonna try to run off at least 4 for y'all. At least 4. At least 4. But one of the things about yesterday's show, in just talking about what was going on with the Ricky Smiley, Kamala Harris, and Tampon Tim Waltz. I'm gonna keep calling him Tampon Tim. I just am. It's just one of those things. I just think it sticks. I think it works. But I don't know what people are really thinking and what they're looking at, but it's really shocking to me at how so many people are still, and I get you vote for who you want to vote for, but there are so many people that are still just blindly, without any type of logic, without any type of, I mean, I have not heard anybody talk about Kamala Harris and Tampon Tim Waltz and like literally talk about what they're going to do. I've not heard one person. All of the people that I've heard that talk about the election, talking about her as a candidate and voting for her, got to vote for her because Trump crazy, got to vote for her because Trump mad, whatever the case may be. I have not heard one person say anything that is exciting, inspiring, or just, I mean, outright factual information of what Kamala Harris is going to do, what they're looking forward to her to do, or even what she's done. And I don't know, and I can't understand how somebody who is supporting a candidate like these two have literally no talking points. Everything they talk about is talking about Trump. They can't say anything about her economy strategy, her plans for the border, her plans for just, inflation. None of those things that are affecting these people day to day. Ain't nobody, everybody talking about how everybody costs, how much everything costs and how everything is more expensive now and all that. But they are not holding the people who are responsible for it accountable. And they're still going to vote for them. And that to me is sad. I now see, and just based on what we've been through in the past 4 years, what we had 4 years before that, and I still see how people are just blindly still gonna vote for this motherfuckers. I now see why countries like Venezuela have been able to do what they did. I now see how countries like Australia were able to get rid of their guns. I now see how countries like Canada are able to do the things that they do. Countries like North Korea, China, that whole concept and the whole mentality and idea of your government running your entire life, I see how they do it. I see I see how it happens because these people are literally like, they don't want to hear no truth. They don't want to see no truth. They don't want to talk about the truth. They just don't want to be responsible for their lives, and they'll pay whatever they're told to pay. They'll go without whatever they're told to go without. They will suffer, get their ass whooped in the streets, get shot, killed. They are willing to sacrifice their safety and everything just so they can say, I vote Democrat. And it's amazing how we will not change, and more so how Black people will not change. I'm saying this, and I thought about this today when I was driving home, and then I'll get into the show. I'm saying this. The fact that Kamala Harris, and I know people are going to be upset, or people are going to talk about me, but hey, it is what it is. The fact that Kamala Harris is a woman, and that's not even a point of contention or something that nobody's even concerned about. And you add on her record, her history, what she has said out of her own mouth, how she has flip-flopped on everything that she said, and nobody gives a shit. The people that are talking for her, talking about her, promoting her, they literally don't give a shit. And that is so problematic when you can be on one side of the coin or on one particular team, and no matter what you do, Kamala Harris could fucking strangle a baby live on TV, and these motherfuckers would find a way to still justify voting for her. They would still try to find but I'm sure Trump done killed babies too. That's the shit that these niggas would say. They will go to any links possible to justify, not say, yeah, bitch, she fucked up. Yeah, what she did was fucked up. Yeah, what she said is fucked up. Yeah, I can see why people would not have confidence in. Nope, she could do anything. And they're going to find a way to justify it. And that to me is very scary. Because when you look at how your life is today and how the state and what the state of the country is today, the only people, and justifiably so, I'm going to give them this, the only people that I could see that are going to or should support Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are the super elite rich that have the agenda of wanting to destroy the democracy and the Republic of America. So I get it. I understand why the George Soros, the tech giants, I understand why they're in it and why they're supporting it. I don't understand how an everyday average working American, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever the case may be, would be voting for this candidate, because they literally are doing nothing for us. Literally ain't got shit for us except for taking more from us. That's all they have done. They've made every fucking thing worse for us in 4 years' time. It's insane. But I've accepted the fact that most of us are just going to do what the fuck we're told, because there are so many of us that are just fucking slaves. And they like being slaves. They ain't the ones that's, hey, Harriet Tubman come and say, we leaving tonight at 11 o'clock. Let's go. No, they not them slaves. They the ones that's saying, not only am I not going to leave, I'm going to tell as soon as y'all leave, because y'all shouldn't be wanting to go nowhere neither. That's just what it is. And it's like, that to me is scary. It is. It's just wow. Oh, you went to the spot. That's what's up, bro. Glad you did, man. Hope you had a good time there, man. It's a nice spot. Yeah, it's definitely a nice spot. Those it's a Garden Nationals. So I'm glad you went, bro. Good stuff. But their policies, their agenda, and just you don't need, it's nothing to even really debate. Just look at what they did and look at the current state of things. All of the shit that they said and all the shit they talked about. Look at how we're living today versus how we were living when Trump was in office before COVID. Before COVID. Look at what things were like. Is what it is, man. But without further ado, let's get into the show. So, let's see. How do I do this? Change that. Essentially, this is a show called Middle Ground. I've never seen this show before, actually. And I got to watching this, and with this, I swear, I wish I could have been on this panel. If there was ever a pro-gun, anti-gun show or panel for me to be on, this one was it. I hope that there's another opportunity down the road in life for me to be on this panel, because it's like so when you're talking about just debating guns and, if you're pro-gun or anti-gun, there are a couple of ways to look at it. And one of the best ways to debate this is from just a practicality standpoint and keeping it simple. Now, you can get into the numbers because numbers matter. You can get into the statistics because that definitely does matter. But when you look at just the everyday things of life in the world and the country that we live in, there's really a good way to debate this and being pro-gun to where you can win no matter what. I mean, you could just win this because there's so many points that are just irrefutable. You can't deny it. And if you know what you're talking about, and if you understand what the Second Amendment is about and the world we live in today, you can win damn near any gun debate when it comes to anti-gun and pro-gun. You can win it being a pro-2A person. You literally can. It's one of those things to where, it's like Vicky in iRobot. My logic is undeniable. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and shout out to my man Kazimaz Bay. He donated not once, but twice. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. But yeah, you guys please click that like button, and we're going to go ahead and disagree with that. My personal opinion is, just like how you teach a kid not to touch the stove, just like how you teach a kid not to go outside, not to walk into the street, not to stand in the driveway and things like that. I think you can teach a kid that. I do think two other things, though, that you should be very, very responsible with where you store your guns and how you store your guns. So depending on the type of gun that I'm carrying at a particular point in time, definitely plays a role into how I store that gun or sit that gun down. Most of the time for me, I've trained myself to where my everyday carry, it literally stays on my hip. Once I put my clothes on, it stays on me until I take my clothes off and go to bed. So my gun is on me like right now. When I'm in the house, taking out the garbage, anytime, I don't take my gun off. Once I get dressed, my gun does not come off until I go to bed. And depending on the type of gun that I'm carrying, then that's how I will determine where that gun is. I usually like to have a gun right by my bed with my rifle, which is on safety, and like my Glock, because of the safety mechanism in the Glock. It's a trigger safety. It's like I try to keep that out of reach of children. However, my fairly recent everyday carry is a 5.7, and I have the Smith & Wesson 5.7, and that Smith & Wesson 5.7, it actually has a slide safety. Let me see if I can show that. So you see that right there? So I can put that slide safety on just like that. And you can see how that goes on and off. So once that's on, even though it still has the trigger safety, I got the version that has that safety, because when I set it down, I like to put that on, because that means, and also I like the fact that the
handle on this gun is a good size, and it's hard for a kid to pick this up, hold it. Definitely they can't take this safety off and being able to fire it with that trigger safety the way that it is. So this is a gun I will set, once I take it off, I put that on and I will set that on my nightstand. Or I have a special magnet that'll hold the gun like that so that I can just grab it and I'm ready to go. Cause this is my gun that if I hear something go bump in the night, I can go around the house. So it's like, I got my light, I got laser, I got my optic on top. This is my new everyday carry, and I really, really, really like this gun. This is probably the best 5.7 that's on the market today. And it has a great price point. But that's me. Now, my Glock, I don't leave that around. I keep my Glock actually when I take it off, I put it in the holster. Now, if I'm carrying that every day, when I take it off, I have a magnet that's set up to where I can just stick it there and it's out of reach to where my kid couldn't necessarily get to it without me knowing because I would be there. But my other guns that I have, they have like an additional safety on it to where like my Berettas, they got safeties, hammer safeties on those. So I could drop that when I take it off. So that's just what it is. Now, wait, let me ask this question. What did he say? Do you think that should be a law? As far as what? The class? I do. I definitely do. I thought I saw another question up here earlier. Nope, I guess I didn't. But yeah, I definitely do think that there should be a class for that. So at 12, right? Like, and my daughter, whom I've asked like every year around her birthday, if she's ready to go to the gun range and learn how to shoot. She's 11 now, and she just said, Daddy, I think I want to learn how to shoot a gun. I want to go to the gun range. So took her 11 years, but I started asking her when she was 8, and she was like, no, Daddy, I don't want to do that. So, but she finally did. So now I'm looking forward to taking her to the range and letting her learn how to shoot a gun. So we'll see how that goes. I definitely agree with that gun safety being taught in the schools. I think so. But hey, let's see. There was another question I thought I saw. So, what body holster do you have that's comfortable? Great question. So I like leather and Kydex. This holster I have now is my all Kydex holster. It's comfortable. It's pretty good. The only reason why I had to get this type of holster for this gun is because this is a fairly new gun and there's not a lot of holsters made that have leather and Kydex, especially with the light and stuff that I have on it. So that's why I carry this one. But yeah, I'm a leather and Kydex kind of guy personally, or all Kydex. I don't like doing that nylon shit. I don't like doing that neoprene shit. I don't like doing none of that. I don't like the retention on them. Or I'll go, like I said, something like I got one of those carbon fiber Serpa holsters for when I wear outside the waistband, but I'm usually an inside the waistband guy. So, all right.
And they learn. You have to show them, you know what I'm saying? You have to lead by example, basically, you know what I'm saying?
Let me go past this to where it really gets juicy. I like the fact that how they did it too with these different titles and stuff. It was pretty good.
With a gun is much higher, and you don't always know what's going on with your kids. And as much as you want to, and you want to say like, where?
Oh wait, nope. This is part of it.
Themselves.
Yeah, I gotta go back.
And so when it comes,
as far as the anti-gun, they're saying because not that so many children die from gun violence, but the fact that it's suicide, because that's what it is. The majority of gun deaths in children, it is suicide. So they're saying because of suicide, we should get rid of guns, essentially. Suicide is a mental disorder. And it's the same thing as saying, well, because of suicide by drug overdose, we should get rid of all drugs. That's essentially by that logic of them saying that Shout out to Tommy Sotomayor by that logic. By that logic of you saying that you should get rid of guns because that's one of the tools that children are using to commit suicide. Well, the ones that use drugs to commit suicide, we should get rid of all drugs. So can't have no more ibuprofens, can't have no more Tylenols, can't have no more nothing, no more drugs because a kid can overdose on them. Because you name a drug that you cannot overdose on, you talking about a handful, if any. I don't think there's any that you just cannot overdose on. So that would get rid of that. Then those children that slit their wrists, you would get rid of all razor blades and all knives because that would then become the leading tool used for children to commit suicide. It's the same thing with cars. You know how many teenage vehicle deaths we have, young adult vehicle deaths we have, and just overall vehicle deaths? Hundreds of thousands every year. So if we have that, then why haven't we banned cars? We should ban cars. It would save more lives because that's the point of contention that they use. Well, it would save more lives if we did that. Okay, so let's get rid of all cars. Everybody get you a goddamn horse and you get up on this here nag when you want to go from Chicago to St. Louis to visit your kinfolk. Now, it's going to take you about 6 days to get there, but you're going to be safer. And that's the conversation that people don't want to have because people like the luxury of using an automobile to get around. They just do. They just do. So you, as opposed to going to the root of the problem, which is mental health, if you had more stable homes, you would have more stable children. And by stable homes, I mean just something as simple as 2-parent households. If you had more married couples having children in wedlock, you would have more stable homes. Therefore, you would have less mentally challenged people. Other part is if you had mental health resources, counseling, mental institutions, where these people could receive treatment. And it ain't just you sit in this place for 3 days and we kick you back out on the street, crazy or not. Because there are some people that cannot function in society today as it is. So if we had that, that would then make it to where there's not as many suicides because we have resources to prevent it as opposed to getting rid of the tools. Because we get rid of guns, then we're going to have to get rid of knives, then we're going to have to get rid of sticks, then we're going to have to get rid of rocks, because that's the natural progression of things. And people don't want to get rid of knives, because how the hell are you going to cut a steak? Bad person. That's why he has a gun. He's a fucking criminal. He is a criminal. So it's like, here's the other thing, too, that I don't like about anti-gun people. They think that if we got rid of guns, that all of our problems would go away. Number one, you can never get rid of every gun in this country or in the world. Shit'll never happen. That's just like saying no one ever dies anymore because we're so good to each other. It will never happen. Guns are here and they will never be gone. Period. So let's accept that fact. So there is no fucking Pollyanna world. There is no utopia to where we can get our country and get our world to where we have a gun-free world. We're going to do away with guns all over the world. No, it'll never happen. So let's stop trying to even use that as a goal. So if he said we got 300 million guns in America, it ain't going to make a bit of difference if we go from 300 million to 600 million. And it won't make a bit of a difference if we go down from 300 million down to 100 million. Guns are here to stay.
There's men with guns all over
But to
the
clarify,
world.
I think, and this goes back to her statistic, which is, hey, it saves people because there's a gun pointed to their head. But that's why we're having the discussion of banning those guns. And if you say
You can ban anything. Cocaine is banned. I can go get some if I wanted to right now. So what is the point of that? We banned guns. Woohoo! Yeah, but they're still here. We banned alcohol. People were still getting drunk. We banned marijuana. People were still getting high off marijuana. And I don't understand why people think if something is banned that it goes away. We banned racism. Hello? So why would you think that banning something, oh man, I'm so glad we banned inflation. Because now, man, oh my God, I was so worried about that. We banned driving cars without seatbelts. Whew. So glad we did that, man. Oh my goodness. So the fact that you come up with a ban, there's only one group of people that are going to adhere to the ban, and that's law-abiding citizens, which are the people who are not committing the crimes, which would then mean that everyone else who does would have an advantage, a far superior advantage. So when you do have a 300-pound guy with a gun going up against a 125-pound woman, yes, that is the only equalizer. That or you're going to smack his hand? No, you don't do that. I'm not going to give you my purse or my pussy. You get away. You stop that. You big old bad man, you. I'm going to call the police. And in 3 to 7 minutes, they'll be here. Makes no sense.
if you
word,
say,
so bad.
Oh, and good question, Calvin. He said, Brian, gun question. Is it better to open carry or conceal carry, and why? It is better to conceal carry. Reason being is you don't want someone to know what it is that you have. Yes, a gun that is open carry can potentially at some point or another be a deterrent, but it is also a clear indicator as to the level of force that you have and are able to administer. So if there is someone, and there are plenty of people that don't give a shit if you got a gun, open carry or concealed, but if I see that you have a gun because you're open carrying it, I'm going to eliminate you as a threat if I'm a bad guy first and foremost. So no. That is why you should not open carry. In my opinion, I'm fine if you do in certain instances, yes. But do I think everyday practice it's good to open carry? I don't. There are not more guns in Black urban areas than it is in white country areas. Do y'all realize out in the white country, every kid got a rifle? Am I lying? You go out into all of these country, all of the small towns, you go out and every kid got a rifle. It's actually a rite of passage to get a kid his first 20 gauge shotgun when he turns 12. They go hunting. They're around guns. They have guns. You know what they're not doing? They're not shooting their friends over the territory, over the block, or over some pussy. That's what they're not doing. So it doesn't matter if kid A in white suburbia has a Mossberg 20 gauge and kid B has a fucking Glock 17. They're using their guns for two different things. However, they both have guns. It's the community and the culture, not the tool. It's the fact that they don't have a father to teach them about what a gun is used for, how to use a gun, as opposed to somebody who is just being told to go shoot a man by his mama because she wouldn't get her food, lady. And she got stole on. So she went and got her 13-year-old son to go and shoot a man and kill him because she didn't want to do the shit. You don't have a mother and her son at the fucking feed store in a small country town saying, yeah, Johnny, go shoot that man that just hit me in the general store. It don't happen. Both groups got guns, totally different dynamic and totally different cultures based on one of the main points is one being fatherless and the other one is not.
I did a study specifically on Egypt.
How I know that this other black dude, he ain't living in no real hood. Motherfucker, a taser, first of all, only works maybe 50% of the time, if that. I got a video I got to do a show on, and I'm probably going to do tomorrow, about a motherfucker that had a taser deployed and literally within seconds was done with it. So it's like, I don't know, but when you live in a community where there ain't no crime, when you live in an area where ain't nobody walking up to your ass with a gun, where ain't nobody trying to drag your ass off somewhere and rob you or rape you or grape you or whatever the case may be, then you would think a taser would work. You would think that. You would think pepper spray would work. Just use pepper spray. That'll get them away from you. And wait for the police. That's what kills me about most anti-gun people. They are people that live in communities and areas where there's no crime, literally no crime. They don't have to worry about a motherfucker coming through their window or got to have bars on their window so a motherfucker can't come through their window. They don't have to worry about somebody potentially just kicking in their front door, waving the 4-4, talking about, Papa, please don't hit me no more. They don't have to worry about that because they live in an affluent community where there is no crime like that. And you want to tell me, a motherfucker that is living in an area where motherfuckers kick in the door, waving the 4-4, where motherfuckers will break through your fucking window, where a motherfucker will just break into your car, where a motherfucker just walk up to you to rob you because they got to have it not now, but right now. You're telling me that I need to use a taser or I need to use pepper spray when you will never have an encounter like that. Unfucking believable how these people think. And this is how most anti-gun people think. 83% of all gun deaths among Black Americans are gun homicides, according to Giffords.com. There you go. Not suicide. Suicide. It's a suicide. It's serial killers. Wake up in the morning. Deep like the mines of Minota. Now picture this. Let's picnic inside a morgue. Not picnic baskets, picnic caskets. And I get the machine to crack the fucking chest plate open and release them guts. Boy, don't get me started.
How much he weighs.
Listen.
You can just tase them, put pepper spray up,
Have
and
you
then
not
run
seen
away.
videos of people
You
get
can
tased
just tase. Listen to this motherfucker. Growing up in white suburbia affords you that type of mentality. You can just tase and pepper spray and then run away. This the motherfucker that gets to play Thumbkin on the front porch. Where is Thumbkin? Where is Thumbkin? Here I am. Here I am. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you. Run away. Run away. That's what the fuck you gonna tell the motherfucker that's coming to rob your ass? With a motherfucking Glock with a 50-round mag and a switch on the motherfucker? I'm going to hit you with the pepper spray and the taser, and then I'm going to run away, run away. That's what you do, huh? It's amazing to me how motherfuckers who get to live in these fucking ivory towers gonna tell me what the fuck I gotta use to protect my fucking life. This motherfucker ain't coming if I need help. He's not showing up. Unbelievable. And I would love to ask him, sir, do you have pepper spray and a taser on you right now? Well, no, I don't. I'm here for a podcast. Exactly. And you know that you ain't going to get your ass robbed at this podcast. However, when I go home, if I stop at the gas station by my house, I'm going to need a goddamn M16 in case a motherfucker want to run up on me. Because it's going to be a cop full of motherfuckers running up on me with M16s. Dracos. But you ain't never had a Draco pointed in your face before. So you don't have that problem. No. And here's what Black Rambo didn't understand what he was saying, I guess. But here's the thing. What he's trying to say is, if we had a ban on guns, then yes, it would lower the amount of gun violence. However, it would not eliminate it. And basically what you would be doing is you would be having an uptick in you would have an uptick in violence with different weapons. And that's a statistically proven fact when you look at other societies that have done that. They got rid of all the guns in France. What did niggas start doing? Stabbing everybody. They got rid of all of the people who can't even afford guns, like in fucking these bush countries and shit like that. What are they doing? They hacking motherfuckers with machetes. They get rid of one, you're going to use another tool to commit the crime or the violent act. And the fact that the reason is I'm not going to die as fast, trust and believe, I would rather get shot to death than I would to get bludgeoned by a fucking dull machete to death. You stupid motherfuckers. You're trying to tell me how you're going to choose for me how I get violently attacked. I beg to differ, motherfucker. I would rather get shot than stabbed. Will you still be alive? Motherfucker, how do you know? You see those people over in fucking China, dude just went on a fucking butcher knife stabbing spree, killing people in the streets because he's like, fuck this. Went kamikaze and was just killing people, stabbing people to death. So I guess if I don't walk out the house with my butcher knife on that day, I don't even have a fighting chance. I'm just fucked. That's what he's trying to argue, and he didn't understand that. Dude, yes, that shit would lower the percentage. However, I don't want to have to be subject to that type of violence, and I have no way to defend myself. And here's the kicker. The best way for me to defend myself against a violent crime or violent attack, the best tool to use is a gun. Hands down. Statistical fact. Proven. If somebody has a gun and you have a knife, the gun is probably going to win. Somebody has a stick and you have a gun. Gun is going to win. Somebody have a pair of scissors and you have a gun. Gun is going to win. Somebody have a rock and you have a gun. Gun is going to win. Somebody has a screwdriver and you have a gun. Gun is going to win. And you can just keep going down the road. So yes, I want the most efficient and the best powerful tool that will stop a motherfucker the fastest and the most efficient over any other fucking tool, period. That's why the military uses guns as opposed to swords. Huh? You see how that shit works? Dominic?
Her analogy's right.
No, they're missing what y'all not listening to what the fuck Dominic is saying. Dominic has a weak argument and y'all can't defeat it because you're not listening to it. He's saying why not let me exercise my right to drive under the influence of alcohol when I ain't killed nobody. I know how to do it. So why can't I do it? He's trying to equate that with guns. Here's the reason why. Because when you drive under the influence, no matter how good or bad you are with it, you are under the influence of another, what is it? What would you call it? You're under the influence of a different type of drug, or you're taking something that is impairing your judgment. That's why it's illegal. There are plenty of people who've driven home drunk, and we don't know who those people are. However, it's illegal to do it because it impairs your judgment. Me carrying a gun doesn't impair my judgment. It is simply a tool. Driving drunk means that you are wielding a device that is a deadly weapon, a car. It is a 2,000-pound moving object. You can kill not just yourself, but several people if you are wielding and controlling said object while being impaired for your judgment. How fast you're going, how close you are, how soon you apply the brake, how much of the gas you apply. All of that is impaired the more liquored up you are. So whether if I have one drink and I'm driving drunk, or whether I've had 10, two different states, but I'm still impaired in my judgment than being sober. Bow. That's how you defeat that fucking argument. Just like driving under the influence of marijuana. That's why they tell you you're not supposed to, or it's illegal to carry your gun while you're drinking. It impairs your judgment and you're wielding a device that can take a human life. See how that shit works, Dominic? The community says, why are white people even talking about black people in the first damn place? Make that make sense. I don't have a problem with white people talking about black people. I don't have a problem with that at all. As long as you know what the fuck you're talking about. Just be well informed. I know plenty of white folk that done grew up in the hood and know what the fuck is going on. It's just that none of them are up there. Hell, even that black dude right there, he don't know what the fuck is going on. And he's black. And he don't know what the fuck is going on with black people. You dumb son of a bitch.
You dumb son of a bitch.
That's all I'm saying. Know what the fuck you talking about when you're talking about it.
Hispanic school, so there's like
This
a
one
bit
here.
of, I don't want to say gang presence, but that kind
There's
of
some
like
gang
vibe.
presence because it probably wasn't a gang presence because you and I are going to talk the way that you talk. If you go to a school that has a gang presence, just because there's one or two gang members that go to your school doesn't mean that you have a gang presence. Doesn't mean that at all. So yeah, you can maybe think that you can get away with talking about gangs in your school because you had 5 gang members and therefore you think you had a gang presence. How about you going to a school where half the school is GD and the other half is vice lords? And then the other half is fucking BD. Now, when you in a school like that, where it's 1/3 BD, 1/3 GD, and 1/3 fucking vice lord, then you can talk about your school having a heavy gang presence. Your school didn't have that, lady.
I guess. I was worried sometimes that people were going to bring guns to school, and
How about this, bitch? I was worried that the motherfuckers brought the guns into school, they was gonna use them. That's what the fuck I was worried about. I had a nigga that was in school, that nigga Pee-wee had a book that he cut the fucking inside of the book out and had a gun inside the motherfucking book. sitting at the fucking lunch table with his hand on the gun in the book, playing around. No. How about a motherfucker got shot in the jaw in the hallway at Alpha House? At Julian. How about that? I was never worried about people bringing guns to the school. I knew that people had guns in the school already. Coming from where I'm from. Right, I think that's pretty much the end. So I'm going to stop right there. And yeah, because I still got plenty more time left. So we're going to stop right there, and then I'm going to do a part 2. I'm going to try to see if I can come right back, but if I don't, I'm going to do that tomorrow. So, yeah, this was good, man. And I hope that, let me see if I can put a few more of these up of not having some. Yeah, you're right about that, man. But it's like these people really just don't know because they don't live that life. And until you live that life, you shouldn't tell me, someone who is living or have lived that life, how I should protect myself and my loved ones. So we're going to do the part 2, and I'll see y'all then. Thanks, everybody. Please click that like button, and I'm going to see if I can get this shit back up over on YouTube. I don't know. I guess Jubilee really hardcore about their content, I guess, but we'll see. Either way, go to Rumble, and you can see it there. Later.